on a journey through time. Welcome to Earthly Reads, a My Cup of Earth production. Today, we're going on an adventure like no other. We're traveling through time. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the rolling hills of a far-off land, there lived a curious and adventurous young boy named Timmy. Timmy loved nothing more than exploring the world around him, asking questions, and seeking answers. His friends would often tease him, saying that he was too curious for his own good. But Timmy didn't care. He was determined to learn as much as he could about the world and its many wonders. One day, while rummaging through his grandfather's old trunk, Timmy stumbled upon an ancient-looking clock with strange symbols etched onto its face. The clock seemed to be calling to him, and Timmy felt an inexplicable pull towards it. Without thinking, he wound the clock and, to his amazement, the room began to spin around him. The next thing Timmy knew, he was standing in the middle of a bustling street in ancient Egypt. The sun beat down on him, and the air was thick with the smells of spices and incense. People in loincloths and headdresses hurried past him, speaking in a language he didn't understand. A kind-faced old man approached Timmy, his eyes twinkling with curiosity. "Greetings, young one," he said in perfect English. "I am Ani, a priest of the great god Ra. What brings you to our land?" Quote, Timmy explained how he had wound the clock and been transported through time. Annie's eyes widened in amazement. "Ah, the clock of the gods," he exclaimed. "It is said to have the power to take those who possess it on a journey through time and space. But be warned, young one, the clock's power is not to be trifled with. You must be careful and respect its ancient magic." Timmy's eyes sparkled with excitement as Ani led him through the streets of ancient Egypt. They visited the great pyramids, the temples, and the bustling markets. Timmy marveled at the towering structures, the colorful fabrics, and the exotic foods. He even got to ride a camel and try on a traditional headdress. As the sun began to set, Ani led Timmy back to the clock. "The time has come for you to return to your own era," he said. "But remember, the clock's power is not limited to just one time period. You can use it to visit any era you desire. Just be sure to be respectful and mindful of the cultures and people you encounter." With a heavy heart, Timmy bid farewell to Ani and wound the clock once more. The room began to spin around him, and he felt himself being pulled back through time. When the clock finally stopped, Timmy found himself standing in the middle of a bustling street in the Wild West. Cowboys in cowboy hats and boots rode by on horseback, while saloon girls in frilly dresses beckoned to passers-by. Timmy's eyes grew wide as he took in the sights and sounds of the lawless frontier. A rugged-looking cowboy approached him, his eyes squinting against the sun. "Howdy there, partner," he said. "What brings you to our neck of the woods?" Quote, Timmy explained his situation, and the cowboy, whose name was Jake, offered to show him around. They rode horses through the open plains, visited a saloon, and even got into a friendly shootout with some outlaws. As the sun began to set, Jake led Timmy back to the clock. "It's time for you to move on, partner," he said. "But remember, the clock's power is yours to use. Just be sure to use it wisely and respect the people and places you visit." With a heavy heart, Timmy bid farewell to Jake and wound the clock once more. The room began to spin around him, and he felt himself being pulled through time once again. This time, Timmy found himself standing in the middle of a futuristic city. Towering skyscrapers made of glass and steel stretched towards the sky, while flying cars zoomed by overhead. People in futuristic clothing hurried past him, speaking in a language that sounded like a mix of English and Japanese. A kind-faced young woman approached Timmy, her eyes shining with curiosity. "Welcome to Neo Tokyo, Timmy," she said. "I'm Yumi, a scientist who's been studying the clock. We've been trying to figure out its secrets, but it seems you're the first person to ever use it. Timmy explained his journey through time, and Yumi's eyes grew wide with amazement. This is incredible, she exclaimed. We've never seen anything like this before. Can you tell us more about the clock and its power? Quote, Timmy explained what Ani had told him, and Yumi nodded thoughtfully. Yes, we've discovered that the clock is tied to the fabric of time itself. It can take you to any point in history, but it's up to you to be respectful and mindful of the people and places you visit. As the sun began to set, Yumi led Timmy back to the clock. The time has come for you to return to your own era, she said. But remember, the clock's power is yours to use. Just be sure to use it wisely and respect the people and places you visit. With a heavy heart, Timmy bid farewell to Yumi and wound the clock once more. The room began to spin around him, and he felt himself being pulled back through time. When the clock finally stopped, Timmy found himself back in his own bed, the clock lying quietly beside him. He smiled to himself, feeling grateful for the incredible journey he had been on. He knew that he would never forget his adventures through time, and he couldn't wait to see where the clock would take him next. As he drifted off to sleep, Timmy smiled to himself, knowing that he would always have the power of the clock to take him on new and exciting adventures through the ages. And so, dear reader, we come to the end of Timmy's incredible journey through time. But remember, the clock's power is still out there, waiting for someone brave and curious to use it. Who knows where it will take them next? The possibilities are endless, and the adventure is yours to take. Join us next time on Earthly Reads, where we'll be exploring new worlds, meeting new characters, and having exciting adventures. Until then, keep reading, keep exploring, and remember to always respect the power of the clock. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.